What is up, people? What's going on? Yeah, it's evil laugh, man. Because what I'm going to do today, I'm going to tell you, or try to kick off a bunch of toots about DOS. Yes, DOS, right there. I have a lot of explaining to do. I know. People are leaving as I speak. But I don't care. I love Linux. I love Linux. I'm a Linux user. And I'm not going to justify too much more why I'm using DOS. But I will tell you one thing. I want to get more affiliated with assembly language. Okay? DOS uses assembler. Okay? And in order for you to do some guerrilla warfare, you gotta go a little guerrilla. Alright? So I put DOS on the machine. You can get DOSBox. You can get DOS EMU, which actually I would recommend better than DOSBox. Well, you have to have DOSBox to run EMU. Alright, you can emulate DOS. DOS, if you're not familiar with it, DOS uses assembly language. So does Linux. Linux uses assembly language. But the issue with that is there's not so much documentation for the assembler in Linux. There is NASM, which I will be moving into later. As soon as I get better affiliated with it. But as is an assembler for Linux, alright, and so is gas, okay? But there's not that much, you know what, there is not that much documentation for as or gas, okay? And it would be great if that was the case, if there was more, but there's not. Alright, let alone tutorials or anything. Oh Jesus. And I really don't like reading. Who likes reading? Right? But I do when I have to. But I found some DOS toots, and they were very elaborate. They were very detailed, and I thank you, whoever you are, that uploaded them, and I ripped them from you. I ripped like 30 of them off of YouTube, and I cannot express how thankful I am, and I would like to say who you are. I don't remember who you are. But pretty much we're going to go beyond Hello World, because as everybody knows, we are all sick of doing this with every language that we come up with. The only thing that we can do is type in Hello World and make it work. Alright? We're done with that. Screw that. Okay? It's monotonous. You don't learn too much syntax out of it. And when you can't get past Hello World, it kind of drives you crazy and you say, screw this thing. DOS. Why DOS? One more on why DOS. Back in the 80s and early 90s, there was, before Windows really took over the world, DOS was what some people did. Not everybody, because you had Unix. But that was the beginnings of the Windows type environment. DOS stands for something. I forget what it is. I'm not going to go into history about it. Okay? But it uses the assembler language. Assembler language is good for if its assembler language is lower than C. Okay? It's lower than Bash. Okay? C does implement assembler. Okay? In our kernel, which is just a big C program, it does implement assembler to move stuff around. And the good thing about assembler is it's light, it's small, it talks to the processor one-on-one, it doesn't need dependencies, you don't need packages or anything else like that you cannot load anyway because you do not have really an operating system. Okay? Okay. The reason why I want to do assembler is because I want to go deep. I want to go down to this level here. Okay? That's what you can do with assembler. You can program your toaster with assembler. Alright? I would like to get into like Arduino and chip building, not building, but chip manipulation and programming chips, and just I want to go down to a hardware level. Okay? And the only way I'm going to be able to do that is not only with assembler. You can do that with C, you can do it with interpreters, the C++, all that crap like that. Java, I don't think so. But you can do that with assembler. I just want to know how the processor talks. And if you're with me, if you're still with me, we're going to do some toots about that. Okay? Okay. Now, back to NASM. NASM is Net Wide Assembler. Alright? And I downloaded NASM, and it uses different syntax to get around things, which is okay. But there's not that much help about this beyond the infamous hello freaking world. You know what I'm saying? I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. TASM, I forget what it is, but it's an assembler. FASM, dude, there's a bunch of different assemblers. FASM, MASM, TASM, WASM for, or MASM for Mac. Alright? We're not going to get into all that, because anybody can make an assembler. If I knew what I was doing, I would make an assembler. You know what I mean? So, and then you have to provide documentation about it and show other people how to use it. And if you want to learn something using something that just came out, might be a little bit of a problem. Alright? Until you can at least get the syntax down and know exactly what you're doing, you're not in the vacuum of space. Alright? And that's why I choose DOS. Because DOS, like I said, back in the 80s, early 90s, you got a lot of leftover people that do that stuff, and it's pretty daggone interesting. DOS sucks. Alright, you can't really use DOS for anything, but you can use it as a learning tool to go somewhere else. That's what I want to do. Okay. That's that. Machine code. It talks in machine code. No, it does not talk in machine code. Machine code is... How come I can't? Oh, okay. Machine code is one stat, right? Okay? That's your machine code. Oh, not a 2. Now, anybody can decipher that, let me know. I could, but it would take freaking forever. That is the... Can you say hexy? No, it's not hexadecimal. It's in the decimal level. Alright? That says something to somebody somewhere. Alright? That's machine code. DOS talks in assembler, which uses standard syntax that we can understand to translate that into stuff like this. Okay? For instance, man, I'm so all over the place here. With DOS, with NASM, MASM, all that stuff, GNU assembler, GAS, okay? They use things called, I'm not going to get into dummy talk here. They use syntax. This is syntax. Syntax is just the way that you word stuff, alright? To do certain things, okay? This is a bit of syntax, a language. A bit of language. It says move. That says move, okay? Say syntax. Syntax would be the same as if you are a bash head like me. You would say echo hi mom, or let's not say hi mom, him mom. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, him oi. Okay. The syntax is just the way that you word things that your language understands. For instance, with this, echo, okay, is a bit of bash syntax and other language syntax, okay, that says display to screen, or display, or say back, or standard out. Can you say standard error? I don't think echo does standard error. Okay? Now, with C, if you were to do that, you would have to use printf, okay, printf function. And you would type in what you want to type in here, which is hi. We're going to do hi mom this time because we're not weirdos. Okay? Escape N symbolizes a new line. I'm not going to get into that. But this is syntax. Okay? This is what I'm trying to say. To echo something in, say, Bash or Python or something like that is to print the screen. Same thing with C, to print the screen. Syntax is the way that you tell the your language is what you implement in your language to do your function. Not your function, literal function, but to do something. Okay? And the way that you would do it. Okay? So, for instance, you know, for if you're in Bash, you can't say say my name. Actually, you can say, but if you jumped into your scripter and was, you know, playing around and, you know, say my name, you know, you're not going to get back Mr. Falk. Professor Falk. Do you remember that? That's what that is. Okay. Hope you understand what syntax is. If you don't understand what syntax is, you might be in the wrong area to learn that, especially from me, and I don't think you need assembler right now. Okay? Alright. So, DOS uses similar I don't think that's right. Similar syntax. Okay? Such as similar syntax with other assemblers. Other assemblers pretty much use all the same syntax to some extent. No, they don't. I'm lying to you. But there's a similarity in the DOS syntax and assembler. There's a greatest similarity that I found DOS good for, just for that. DOS had documentation. DOS has got toots. I'm going to show you some DOS, and I'm going to cut this video pretty short. For an example, move. Okay, when you're using assembler, you're doing a few things. You're not doing, it's so low that you're moving stuff around. Okay, you're moving bits of data from somewhere to somewhere, and that's exactly how higher languages do it as well. Except for you can type in stuff you can understand. Okay, with this here, you can't type this into your computer. But say if you could type it in, can you read that effectively? No, you can't. Okay, so DOS provides a level for that, and what it does is moves your stuff around at a processor level. You would figure your processor to be something like this. Let's call it a PO box. Alright, everybody in the world's got a PO box, so you can definitely relate to this one. You stick crap in certain areas of your PO box or your processor. Okay, let's say thing 1. Okay, we'll put it in, say, a box here. These boxes are called registers. Alright, different processors have different registers, different areas to stick things. 64-bit processors have more areas to stick things. Smaller processors, such as say even a 4-bit processor, or they even came out with a processor that was 2 bits wide at one time. Intel, actually Fairchild did, I think it was. But it's more areas or less areas to stick things. 8-bit processors have less areas to stick things. 32-bit, 64-bit have more areas to stick things. Power PCs are different types of boxes and maybe have a different type of quantity of boxes you can stick things in. I have a 32-bit operating system. Okay, DOS uses 16-bit. All right, but bits, I'll get into that in a minute, later, probably in the next one. But there is a difference of how big your area is to stick stuff. Okay, so that's that. And how does it work? Whoa, let's say like this. You stick something, say, in a part of a processor here. Okay, and then you would say, whew, let's go Commodore, say load. Holy crap, I had a Commodore, but I don't remember anything. I definitely did not know how to do this because I didn't have any help or documentation on it, right? That's what you would say, right? You load. That's your command. Say if you were to type something out. Say, for instance, we would say something like echo, let's do this. We would say, hello, George Gorfe. Hello, Gorfe. Okay. If I wanted that to come out to the screen, okay, I would have to first, well, through syntax purposes, maybe tell it to do something like echo this. Okay. I'm trying to say echo hello G. Okay. What that translates to would say, in your processor level, echo would separate and go over here to a dignified area as a command or a function or whatever like that. Okay. And then it would move itself out of the way, or the computer would move it out of the operating system would then move it out of the way. Okay. And then you would load in your second, or what you want to say, or what you want to do, or anything else like that. Okay. That's how that would go. And then when it all comes out over somewhere, say over here, then you'll get hello Gorfe, whatever. Okay. Sorry for being winded, but I have a need to explain why in the heck I would ever want to do something so crazy. And hopefully you're on the same page as me. So we're going to do, I'm going to put up a series of maybe 10 toots. Alright, make a nice little playlist. I'm going to show you how to create folders in assembler, right, by by way of DOS. How's that sound? Alright, because what I'm showing you here, you can definitely take to anywhere. You can take with you onto NASM, flat assembler, and other stuff. The only thing you gotta do is just change a little syntax around. You know what I'm saying? But it's gonna be a one-to-one processor onslaught of good times. Alright? And I learned a lot, so I would like to share that. So you had to create folders in DOS. I say create files. Okay. Simple clear screen program. Okay. What else did I do? Oh my god, it's been so much fun. I show you how to, of course, print a screen, and show you, I am so cheating right now because I got me another computer that I'm just banging on at the same time that I got my DOS running on. And examples will say if statements. Alright, you can do anything with an if statements. Okay. That's basic logic. Like if you know, 1 equals 1, which is true, right? Then do something. Okay. But that's a test. That's a conditional. Bit of, is it Boolean? Boolean logic? Yeah, sure. Hell with it. Why not? Why not throw it in? Okay. I'm going to show you how to make a calculator. Okay. That counts to 10. And if you go to 11, it's going to fail. 11 fails. Okay. But it counts. Okay. And it doesn't only fail at 11, but it'll tell you it's out of range. Alright? Because I'm not that smart, and I can't get it to go past 11. But I tell you one thing, adding two numbers together at a processor level is so daggone interesting. That's it. That is what I have in mind. And I know there's only a few things here. You can't really use them for too much, blah blah blah. But if you really want to get deep and you really want to know exactly what's going on, if you want to feel smart and play with the stuff and see what happens, and if you can use this to do anything. If you want to get set off and go program your oven to freaking print hello world before you actually bake your cake, whatever. You ain't limited. Alright? Alright. So, that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to have a lot of fun doing it. Hopefully you guys will too. And that's my tutorial. So, have a great day. And people who are too shallow to understand, don't send me hate mail about, you know, Linux Trader, because obviously I've proved that I am really into Linux. But I do want to get down at a deep enough level. Right? And yeah, I can do it with Linux, but I'm having a lot of problems with freaking understanding things. That's all I'm here to do, is try to understand things. And maybe if you guys are having the same problems, you can understand. Whatever. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.